Hello, Year 12, and welcome to a bit of a different lesson. This is a bit of a trial go for in the case that in the future we need to do a bit more of this. So in this video, I'm going to go through a few examples, and you can complete those in your booklet before moving on to the other work set. Today's lesson is going to be on reducing balance loans. Now, reducing balance loan is when you borrow a large sum of money and you pay it off in regular installments. Usually this is done monthly. And what we're going to be looking at is reading some tables, which is relatively straightforward. We're going to do a little bit of calculations and also interpreting graphs. So hopefully today's lesson is relatively straightforward. The first thing that we need to know about a reducing balance loan is you always start with an amount owing at the start of the month. So you start with an amount owing. And then before you pay back anything, the interest is added. So we then add the interest. Okay, and then after the interest is added, we then pay off our regular installment. So take away repayment. Okay, and then you're left with a new amount owing. Okay, so you start with something at the start of the month. If it's paid off monthly, you then add the interest, then take away the repayment to find what you have left at the end of the month. Okay, so this first example, example 1, we're simply just reading from the table, finding the right column and the right row, and then answering the question as such. So use the table to find the monthly repayment on a loan of $240,000 over different amounts of time. So for this first one, we're at 30, and we're looking at 24,000. So for part A, our answer, or what our repayment will be, is just whatever value is given in that row and column. So for part B, we're looking at 25 years, and you can see it's going to be a bit more because we have less time to pay it off, so we're going to pay more. Okay, and then part C, 10 years, so we're going to pay it off very quickly. So you can see here that it's going to increase to 2,975 and 66 cents. Okay, so all we need to do is be able to read the table, find the right row, find the right column, and put in the right value as such. Okay, let's move on to our next example. So sometimes we're given a percentage rate, and often this is given in per annum, which means per year. Now, if we want to find out how much interest is added per month, then we simply have to divide by 12. So for this example here, monthly interest equals 7.75% divided by 12. Let's get that up in our calculator. 7.75% divided by 12 equals, so this is our new rate as a decimal. We're going to go 646. So it equals 0.00646. 0.00646. So if we want to find out our monthly interest, we start with 250,000. We're going to times it by our monthly interest, and that will give us how much interest we add on for that month. So let's do that. we're going to multiply our answer times 250,000. Make sure we get the right number of zeros. I've done one too many zeros. And then I press equals, and that is going to be my monthly interest that I'm going to add on at the start of the month, round to the nearest cent. So 1,614 and 58 cents. 1,614 and 58 cents. That is our monthly interest. Our monthly repayment is given here. So we are going to take away that amount. Now, always your monthly repayment has to be bigger than your monthly interest. Otherwise, you're going to end up having more to pay than less to pay at the end of the month. So what we need to do to find out the balance at the end of the month, we have our value that we start with. We're going to go 250,000, add on our interest that we calculated, and then take away, take away our monthly repayment, and we're left with our balance at the end of the month. 2497 26 and 58 cents. 26 and 58 cents. So if we were to do the next month, we then start with this value. And we need to calculate our interest again. Now, we don't need to recalculate what our monthly interest percent or decimal is. We're just going to start with this number, answer, times our percentage rate, 0.00646. And that will give us our interest for that month. You can see the interest gets a bit less, so it becomes 1,613 and 23 cents. 1,613 and 23 cents. And we then take away our monthly repayment. So the balance at the end of the month is what you started with. 249,726.58. Add on our interest, take away our monthly repayment, and we're left with our value at the end of the month. So it's going to be 49451, 49451 and 81 cents. 49451 and 89 cents. Did I get that right? 81 cents, sorry. Okay, and you can see how we would continue going by each month. Okay, so you can complete that table. Always start the month with where you ended up, calculate the interest, and take away your monthly repayment to get what you have at the end of the month. Alright, just a couple more examples. Reading a table. So this table shows the repayment per $1,000 borrowed on a monthly reducible loan. We're trying to find out the repayment on a loan of $210,000 at these different conditions. So again, we need to find out find the right row. So we're at 7.75%. We're at 20 years. So our value, okay, is this one. And we need to multiply that for every 1,000 that we're borrowing. Because we're borrowing 210,000, we multiply that value by 210. So for part A, it's going to be 8.2095 times 210, because that's how many thousand we have. Let's put that in our calculator, and we will get our answer here. Okay, so 1,723, and well, let's round it up, so 24 is our answer. Okay, and you can see part B we would do similarly. using the different values as such. You can complete part B on your own. Last example here, using a graph. So we just simply have to find the value that we're looking for on the X, the Y, or the vertical or the horizontal axis, and then trace up to the graph to see what the value on the other axis is. So how much is still owing after 75 months? We need to find 75, which is going to be halfway between here, and it's going to go right up to the graph. And you see it's going to be a bit less than 200,000. So let's work out what that is. It's going to be about 190,000. So for part A, about 190,000 there. Okay, for part B, when is the amount owing equal to 180,000? We need to find 180,000, which is here. Go across and then down. And we can see there it's going to be about 90 months. About 90 months. When is the loan half paid? So half of 240,000 is 120,000. So we go across and down. And that's about 140 months. It's a long time. When you're borrowing lots of money, it takes a long time to pay it off. And then finally, how long does it take to repay the whole loan in full? We just need to find when it gets to 0, which is about 210 months. So about 210 months in total to pay off the loan. Okay, so now you've completed these exercises, or these examples. You can complete exercise 1G, question 2, as well as questions 6 to 8. Okay, thank you.